This week I want to start with giving our prayers and our heartfelt uh, condolences to those who have either lost somebody or those who are injured in the Boston Marathon bombings. And I also want to give praise to those first responders who showed up and those individuals who ran to the scene while others were running away. Thank you guys. You're a special type of breed and we really appreciate what you do. One of the things that I really want to focus though on during this whole incident is the media, because we've seen several different things happen immediately after this bombing. Within 2 hours after this bombing, the CNN analyst Peter Bergen came out and said that this was more than likely an act of a right-wing extremist group. Or we have Jason Moore, who blames the Second Amendment for the Boston bombing. Or NPR, which states that this was more than likely done because of to celebrate Hitler's birthday. Or the U.S. Forestry Service PR person who blames the Tea Party. Or Salon Magazine, or I'm sorry, Salon.com, who went ahead and said, let's hope that this bomber is white. And as we found out this morning, these bombers are from Chechnya, and they're Muslim extremists. And yet no one is going to hold these people accountable for what they said and what they did. And this is really something that irritates me, because if you look through American history at civil unrest or bombing, it is not done by right-wing extremists. As a matter of fact, Bill Ayers and Bernardine Dorn, who created the Weather Underground, they're responsible for most of the bombings here in the United States. As a matter of fact, Bill Ayers' girlfriend at the time in 1974, she was killed while making a bomb to blow up in an NCO dance at Fort Dix, New Jersey, or the bombs that they planted in the Pentagon, or the bombs that they planted at police stations or in police cars. Yet, anytime this ever happens, the first thing they do is bring up right-wing extremists. Well, where is Bernardine Dorn and Bill Ayers today? They're actually teaching our kids at college in Chicago. So the reason one of the things I did is I asked myself, well, why do we always point to right-wing extremists? And the first person that comes up when I try to Google some of this is Timothy McVeigh and Oklahoma City bombing. And I'll tell you that if you look and you do your research, he blew up Oklahoma City. He did the Oklahoma City bombing because he was upset what happened in Ruby Ridge and what happened in Waco. Now, this is very substantially similar to the reason why the Weather Underground placed all those bombs. They were upset that the U.S. was going into Hanoi and that the U.S. Bombed Laos. So when you look at those, they are comparable to people or to groups who went ahead and used bombs against civilians or military targets to show their point. Yet, anytime this ever happens, they immediately point to right wing. One of the other things, as soon as we found out this was a pressure cooker bomb, that should have instantly alerted the media to know that there are certain people that use certain types of things, such as the Muslims who use these bombs overseas, or these extremists, because not all Muslims are bad. I mean, we were told that after 9/11 that not all Muslims are bad, and I have some Muslim friends and I would completely agree with that. But anytime anything happens with a gun, we're meant to believe that all gun owners are bad. So we really need to start holding these people accountable. And the one way to do that is financially. Boycott the products that are on their shows. They do that to us whenever they don't like anything that we say. One of the other things that happened this week is that we had ricin delivered to the president and to 2 other senators. Unfortunately, some media outlets didn't show that those senators were Republican. And then when they did catch the guy, they didn't release pictures of him, but on some of his Facebook posts and some other conservative sites showed that he's actually a Democrat. And yet that's not released. We were meant to believe immediately that, again, it was a right-wing extremist group. Also, one of the things that happened here locally is that there was a protest again over at the Bill Goodman's Knife and Gun Show. And again, it was led by Ceasefire Dayton and a pastor who is well known in the community for being a rapist. Yet that stuff stays out of the story. So we have a rapist protesting the right for women to own firearms. And yet they don't report that. Now, this was made well aware. They were well aware of this because Katie, who's our PR person, along with Buckeye Firearms, went ahead and started tweeting about this, and they put some posts online, to the fact where we were actually blocked from their site, or their tweeting. They blocked us because we asked the question, why didn't you guys report this? And we were told that just because someone is a violent criminal does not mean that they don't have a right to the First Amendment, free speech. But yet they're trying to use their free speech to block our right and other women's rights to own a firearm to protect themselves against people who may violently rape them, like this pastor. So we really need to start looking at our media and hold our media accountable. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to contact me. You can get through us on Facebook, on our website, on Twitter. Thank you guys very much for today, and be safe.